Alright, Diary 2. So, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good. Yesterday was a good day. Um, we didn't get much done, but what we did get done was good. Or I did get done was good. Um, Recap. So yesterday, I think I said, what did I say I was gonna work on? I said I was gonna work on, tying walking sounds to the, yeah, tying the walking sound effect to the actual animation events, which I did. Um, I was going to bring back the music a little bit to the game, which I've done, so I can show that off a little bit, and add enemy got hit sounds. I didn't do any of that. Add in the world timer. We'll get to that one. That one's a big deal. So, the walking sound effects. I'll show that off a little bit. I completely disabled it because it sounded terrible. But it's there. The events are there. It's just not doing anything. If anyone needs this, let's go to the character and go to this. So if you need to actually tie animation events to a character that you have imported, I made this little guy in Blender. When you're going to actually tie it to the, you have to tie it to the mesh that actually has the animations tied into it, right? So the animations were in Blender. When you're trying to set up this curve, you can't drag this thing, right, to like test what the events look like. You have to open this little window here. And in here, you can kind of like, rotate it around and like time it. So, step, right? And that's where I play a sound effect. You can see I've got an event here, footstep. And then on the actual, where I've got this animation running, there is this, motion tree, test script. And this thing has a function inside of it called footstep. And it just runs that. And currently that just does nothing. Because, yeah, it just doesn't sound right. I mean, I don't think a lot of top-down games have really distinct footstep sound effects. I probably need like a rustling. I need it to like sound like very particular for these characters walking on this very strange surface that I have in my game. Oh. What next? So the music. So we'll do that real quick. I'll just pause so you don't have to hear the jazz for a second. I'm bringing that back because that's for me. I like that jazz. It's quite nice. Thank you, Dennis Pavlov. Oh shit! This is gonna be super loud. Oh, let me volume mixer. Don't be loud. Don't be loud. Don't be loud. It's very loud, but hold on. We'll just. There we go. So okay. So what you're hearing there, that's actually that was kind of like the lobby music, you know, when you're idling around. Here is like a transition to actual like game music, and then this is the loud part. I need to do audio balancing on these tracks, and this is like gameplay music. So, and so you know, it's just regular Vampire Survivor gameplay. Let me just I'll surprise you by like showing off gameplay. I'll pick this up. Okay. Alright. So, I don't really think this matches the vibe too much, but we'll get there. I think. I don't think it's too bad. It's, yeah. Oh well. I gotta say, this game looks a lot worse on this screen than it does on my other screen. I think in the recording it looks fine. Stop this. I think in the recording it actually looks fine because I can see the preview on my main screen. But this second screen, the color balance is just so terrible, and I never have the game over here. This is where the code sits, and the color balance for the game just looks so wrong. Okay, whatever. Right. So, music's back in now. Timer. This is a big thing. That I still don't exactly know how to approach it. I don't know if I should have a Vampire Survivor thing, so like passively enemies are just more, there's just more and more of them. If I'd like to have boss fights, right? I'd like to have like, oh, you've got like you got to get to a boss fight, or you're gonna die, right? And this idea of like, so Night Rain, you have one place that you have to go to. And it's really annoying. I hate the ring closing. It can be really bad sometimes, right? Because it'll close in steps, right? And I don't mind that, but some games can be really frustrating, right? I'm just gonna play the game, but I'm gonna have it be even quieter. Um, get down to that. Yeah. So I've been trying to think of other different ways to do the timer, and the first way that I thought of today was this safe zone that you spawn in with. I've actually started just making this decrease in size over 30 seconds. So when a player spawns in, they spawn in with the safe zone, and they also spawn in with one of these items. And enemies don't spawn while you're inside of this thing, and they also get blocked by it. So I don't know if an enemy's gonna be fast enough to get over here. Come on, guys. There. Come on. No, you can race it. It's just imagine. Yeah, there you go. You see it. Yeah. Blocked by it. Yeah. So that's yeah. And so I made that decrease over time, so it kind of pushes you to gameplay. And I think what I'm actually gonna do today is also try and figure out a nice way to have like a proper timer, but I want to have that 2-stage event that Night Rain has, because I think it's really fun, but to get it done better or nice, more friendly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have multiple of these kind of bosses, I guess, appearing around the globe, right? And you get to choose which one you fight. And I think that would be very fun. Placing those is going to be a huge pain in the ass. So I'll need to think that through. Yeah. This game's on the Taurus, by the way. It's kind of like a maze. You can right click on the map to kind of try and figure out your path through, to get to all of the things. I think I did a pretty good job with the maze generation of this thing. But it's got some problems. Like, so if there's a super tight place like this, then sometimes you just can't get through that, and you might actually just be completely trapped. So I'll need to. I don't know. I haven't been trapped so far, but I know that it could happen. Yeah. Maybe I need to make these breaks. I think I need to make the wall pathfinding, like have a larger kind of like collider as it's like trying to figure out a path through, and so that if it tries to squeeze through like a gap that's this small, then it should just fail, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that was most of yesterday, I guess. So another thing that I did is I made the physics component on all these enemies a shared component, and I need to do this for a few more things. So in ECS, right? Anyone who's watching this is probably gonna know. There's a lot of videos out there who that really well explain what entity component systems are. But the main idea is that if I look for, so we'll pause the game and go enemy tag. So if we look at one of these enemies, so every single one of those enemies that we were seeing around my player character, where am I? There. Every single one of these enemies that we're seeing around my player character, these guys all have the same archetype, right? They're the same enemy, right? So if they have shared information, I shouldn't have to be duplicating it every single time that they appear. So that's what a shared component is. Every single entity that kind of like can share this information inside of the like kind of chunk that gets stored, that chunk has like a reference saying like, oh yeah, every single thing in here uses this information that's sitting somewhere else. And so if I have like 5 chunks of enemies, you know, like then that's like 1,000 enemies or something like that. Then all of those just have a pointer to this one point of data, right? I can't if I try to change that during runtime, it's going to cause huge problems, right? Because I'd need to change it for all of them. Not doing that. If I wanted to do something like that, I'd instead give them like a pointer, to like something in like in memory. That's how Unity does their collider information and physics information as well, right? So it's like that. It's not a shared component for that stuff. It's pointing to something like fixed in memory, which is, I mean, it's way better because I can only like have so many of these guys, like inside of a chunk, and the fewer chunks the better for performance because I can do more like parallel stuff, um, based off of the actual size of them, right? Okay, so the collider is also something that I might need to make shared, and yeah. So if I scroll down to the physics component, you can see this has like a little different icon. This means it's shared. So yay! This cut like, I don't know, like 70 bytes or something from every single enemy, which doesn't really matter yet, but that sounds nice, and I'm happy with it. So I do need to actually test that and make sure that saving still works, because I'm using a third-party library to actually save all of my things and load all of my things, so I'm not 100% sure if how this Bovine Labs thing saves and loads shared components. I think it works. Also, shout out to Bovine Labs. Their work is fantastic. So great job, guys. Yeah, so the spawn zone things, I fixed up the item. So you can actually, that UI with the item pickups that I showed before, that let me pick up a weapon, that's like new. Well, no, that's old. That's very old. But it was broken for like months. And oh yeah, so to actually kind of like get towards more gameplay stuff, I've added in some like enemy groups into the world. I don't think any spawned in this generation. But I need to add in the rest of these events. So these circle events, there's a boss underneath them. I need a better icon there. So like you go near this guy, he's gonna shoot like a bunch of projectiles and stuff like that. It's like a mini boss. There's also like some of these events, I intend to make like challenges, so like challenge shrines, or just like loot drops effectively. So so challenge shrines from Risk of Rain, right? I think those are really well done. I need something to spend like currency on as well, so that'll also be something. Right now this is your level, and so you don't have a way to level up. That's another thing that I have to do. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I got a few things. Getting distracted. So, we added in enemy groups. We're going to need to put in more events. The last thing that I tried to do was actually get a build together so that I could test the multiplayer in this, making sure things were actually still working. But I haven't made a build since I implemented Fmod, and that's got some problems, so I need to fix that. I think it shouldn't be too hard. I made a build on this, but I actually have like a build script that runs on a separate repo, and I need to add to that script things like, making Fmod actually just, after the pulling, build Fmod and then build the game, because you have to compile all the Fmod audio settings into a single asset that actually gets used inside of the game. Yeah, so I have to do that, as well as just fix some general DLL bugs and stuff. Yeah. So other things is the UI when you're actually equipping your weapon the first time. So let me get that out. I really hope that game audio is not like ridiculously loud. Okay, it was pretty significantly loud. I'm gonna turn that down even further. Ah, shit. They're still working on it. Who cares? There we go. We'll turn it down to 1. You can't even hear it. This says F. F doesn't do anything. None of these buttons do anything. So I gotta fix that. This says F. That actually works. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. So we gotta fix those. I want to add in. There's actually 8 rings that are available in that UI. But I think only like 4 or 5 of them actually do anything. So the attacks. There's only 8 attacks that you can pick up in that UI, but only 4 or 5 of them do anything. So I want to actually put in a few more. That, to be honest, is probably going to take the entire day. Yeah. So priority 1, get a build ready, test it. Priority 2 is add in some more attacks. No, priority 2 is fix the UX so the buttons actually do what they say. Priority 3 is add in more attacks, and then priority 4 is start adding in more events, enemies and bosses and stuff. Yeah. Alright, cool. Time to get to it.